Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, Chapter 90. When we last left our heroes, I and Erika started a bit of a conflict, as I, once again, tried to run roughshod over Erika's relationship with Nagi, accused her of having no relationship to Nagi outside of just being assigned fiancés. And Erika, frustratingly, did not really push back on all of that, despite the fact that it's just kind of not terribly true. You know, the relationship has very much been built up over the past 90 chapters. But in the end, Erika sort of poked some holes into Ai's view that as soon as she gets married to Nagi, everything will turn out for the better. And they're sort of going at it for a while, until they just turn and are all of a sudden best friends, confusing Nagi. They start comparing each other's underwear. It's a weird ending. But yeah, all of a sudden Erika and I are all buddy-buddy. And so yeah, let's just jump right on into chapter 90. We'll see each other again, right? Just after this week. Our picture here is of Erika in a sort of like, you know, wintry, like warm weather outfit, holding onto a cup of hot coffee or hot chocolate or hot tea or something. Have his house arrest days with Erika come to an end? The time for Nagi to make a decision draws near. I'm very happy for this arc to be over, so I sure hope so. But we open with Erika telling Nagi, I've decided I'm going to get out of here with Ai-chan right now. And we see it's Nagi's like just gotten out of the bath at the end of last chapter. What? And I and Erika are like prepping for this. I asked Erika, is there anything you've forgotten? Nope, I came here with nothing but the clothes on my back. That's true. Nagi stops them. Wait, what's going on? And I tells him, like I said, I've already secured an escape route. There are no guards, and this is our chance. But Nagi turns to Erika. That's not the point. And Erika tells him, well, it's unfair that only you got your books and stuff. Nagi protests, that's because I won that game, though. And then he stops her. Not my point. The reason we're spending 2 weeks here is because Amanos-san's mother was testing us, right? And Erika tells him, and that's exactly why I'm getting out of here. If we can get out of this without Mommy's help, that's what true independence is, isn't it? Okay, so I was initially going to kind of push, like, I was thinking about the scene in relation to what Nagi said in 88, about the lesson he learned in the elopement arc was he has to face his problems head on. He can't just sort of run away over and over. He has to actually deal with things. But that also wasn't really Erika's lesson. Erika, this whole time, has always said she wants to prove her independence. She always kind of balks and lets Nagi sort of do things for her. But she does sort of, you know, make these claims for independence. And now we're seeing her actually kind of put that into action. So we're seeing Nagi and Erika are not exactly on the same page here, but they are sort of in line with their own characters. Nagi sort of stammers there, well, yes, but, and Ai turns to him, what about you, Nagi-chan? Of course, there's nothing to worry about. I prepared a safe house for you to hide out in for about a week. You'll have more freedom than you do here, you know. And Nagi's sort of taken aback by that. And Erika tells him, just think about it. If we both return to society and school at the same time, that'd be even weirder. Okay, so the implication there is that Nagi would be in this safe house, and Erika would just go back to normal, which, given who Ai is as a person, I can't imagine Nagi would be left alone in the safe house. And Nagi comments, well, yeah, that's true, but... And Ai tells him, of course, he's also stocked more new textbooks. And that gets Nagi raring to go. Let's go! And now they're on the roof. Do they have parachutes? Is that what's going on here? Ai calls, all right, Nagi-chan, here we go. And Erika as well, go, go, go! And Erika just jumps off the roof. Nagi reacts, eek! No way. You didn't say anything about parachuting off the roof. And Ai just shoves him. I'm not entirely sure parachutes work at that height, but whatever, I'll take it. And Nagi just plummets. Ah! Oh, it's all just an elaborate dream sequence. as Nagi, I guess, imagining what the escape route is going to be. But in reality, they're in like a stairway. Erika calls back, Nagi-kun, what are you spacing out for? We can get outside from this door. Let's go. And Nagi sort of looks at them and thinks, I didn't think we'd be going by foot. Is getting outside really going to be this easy? And I tells them, oh no, this is more of Nagi's thoughts, I think. At the very least, up until yesterday, there should have been a guard in front of the door. And it wasn't locked from the outside earlier today, was it? Having gotten this far. And then Ritsuko that was Ritsuko's line, who finds them. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? Don't underestimate a mother. And Nagi sort of panics and like looks around. We see the girls have kind of left already, leaving Nagi alone with Ritsuko. At this point, I'm not going to stop you, you know. As a parent, I was trying to look out for you two, but I guess there's no need for that, is there? Is Ritsuko still acting like she was trying to look out for them? Because that's just like patently not true, right? She was, using them as a source of entertainment. Which again was really, really fucked up. But Ritsuko continues, but also, I think I have a pretty good idea of your relationship with Erika now. And Nagi reacts, whatever do you mean? I mean it's already out of my hands. Do what you want. And Nagi sort of turns away. Does that mean she's given up on us? But Ritsuko presses forward. And I'll have you know, I had high hopes for you. Erika told you about it, didn't she? The fact that you have an older brother. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. Because we know Soichiro is all, denying the existence of the older brother, of Sousuke, I think was his name, right? And so, Ritsuko, however, is very open about his existence. So what exactly is going on here with Sousuke? Anyway, Ritsuko turns back. He might be closer than you think. Okay. I wonder what that means. Nagi sort of shocked there, huh? And Ritsuko turns back. Do me a favor, and don't tell Erika that I was here. And Nagi calls out, wait a minute! What does that have to do with... And as Ritsuko leaves, we see the sort of crestfallen expression on her face, as Nagi sort of stops. And Ritsuko calls back, I want you to save Sousuke. And Nagi sort of freezes, save him? And Erika then snaps back, hey Nagi-kun, what are you doing? She's come back to the little room they're in. But we see Ritsuko's left. Shocking Nagi. Erika looks at him kind of confused and grabs his hand. Aren't you worried about mommy catching us? Come on, hurry up! And Nagi looks back, right. And then I guess they've left the hotel, and I think this is Erika talking to the hotel. You were great these past 5 days. Thank you so much. Nagi tells her, can you not be so loud? As he thinks, just what in the world is going on? Yeah, I don't know. But that is kind of the most interested I've been since this arc started. Or certainly since I showed up. Given that we had that little almost genuinely having quality in this hotel arc in the middle there, before everything of the last couple of chapters or so, sort of last chapter in particular, kind of torpedoed all of that progress. But anyway, just what in the world is going on? And we see they're now driving, escaping from the hotel. Erika looks back. It looks like we're not being followed. All thanks to you, Ai-chan. And Ai tells her, thankfully, we got out of there without a hitch. And Nagi just sort of thinks to himself, of course, aware that Ritsuko is well aware that they got out. Just sort of thinking. And Erika gets on to Nagi. Nagi-kun, the least you could do is say thanks. Ai-chan went through so much to do this for us. And Nagi tells her, yeah, thank you. But Ai tells him, I merely reaped what I'd sown. Though the two of you getting locked up was unforeseen. I'm glad she's taking something akin to responsibility for her actions. Because it was her, news broadcast that got Nagi and Erika in this situation. But the two of them think, so that's how it is, in response to what I said. And then Aitor does like a cutesy little face. I guess I need to think a bit. I guess I need to think a bit more before I act. I learned my lesson for next time. And Erika just asks, "What are you planning to do next?" But then, I guess I just shoves Nagi out of the car. In point of fact, this is your stop, Nagi-chan. Which is just not a great choice. Okay. Nagi like hits the ground and gets back up. What? Wait, where are we? What do you expect me to do kicking me off all of a sudden? And I tells him, somebody will come get you in a moment. And Erika asks, what about me? Erika-san will be staying somewhere else. For security reasons, I cannot protect the both of you together. Please understand. Okay, I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Beyond, I try and kind of selfishly separate Nagi from Erika so she can have him to herself. Which maybe we'll get to see Sachi and Hiro have their own rescue mission. If Nagi is sort of trapped all alone with maybe? I don't know. I cannot protect the both of you together. Please understand. They both have to stammer. All right then. And I tells Nagi, well then, we'll be off. But Erika stops her. Wait, Nagi-kun, we'll see each other again, right? Just after this week. And Nagi sort of, we see like not quite shoujo sparkles between the two of them, as Nagi's sort of taken aback at that sudden, earnestness from Erika. She's even like blushing when she says that line. And Nagi yells back, "You bet we will!" And Erika smiles at him as they drive off. And Nagi sort of thinks, why would she say something like that? And then he looks around. Actually, where am I even? She said someone would come get me, but... And Nagi turns around. Actually, counter theory to what I said earlier. What if it's Hiro who gets him now? Yeah, we see he's at, so first he sees this old man, stunning him. You scared me. Are you a relative of Ai-chan's, perhaps? And then he collects himself. Huh? And he recognizes where he is, and it's the Segawa shrine. This is, and a foot approaches. No way. I'm spending the week here? And yeah, it's Hiro's. At Segawa-san's? Nagi arrives at his crush's house. Next time, what about that never speak to me command? Which, yeah, honestly, in all the hullabaloo over Horny Hotel, I kind of forgot about never speak to me. So I guess we are going to finally sort of have some kind of consequences for that scene next week, which will be great. Again, the Nagi Hiro dynamic is always a lot of fun. But anyway, let's talk about this chapter. I'm just going to sort of accept that Erika and I are all of a sudden the best of friends. Not get onto this chapter for how weird that was last time, because that's really last chapter's fault and not this chapter's fault. And I will say, I am glad. My initial assumption was that like Nagi would have to hide out for a week and Erika would be allowed to go like right back to her normal life. I would have complained a little bit about that, even if the argument, if we both return to society and school at the same time, that'd be even weirder, holds some weight, as they are still trying to, like, keep their relationship hidden from the larger world. Where was I going with that? But the fact that Erika does seem to be hiding at the same time that Nagi does alleviate that to some extent. Then we have some good gags here. I do like the parachute gag in the end. It's pretty funny. The first big thing to note, though, is this Ritsuko scene. The weirdness of the Amanos family has been apparent for, like, half the series at this point. Ever since really, Papa Amano first, like, denied knowing who Sousuke was. Ever since then, there's been, like, some sense that there's something weird going on. And that continues here with Ritsuko. As Ritsuko has this bit about, Erika told you about Sousuke. He might be closer than you think. And then lastly, I want you to save Sousuke. And I don't know what's going on with that, but there's definitely something going on. I can't think of where he would be, though. He's closer than you think. I mean, we know he was at the villa, like 3 days before the gang was, back in July. But beyond that, there hasn't really been hide nor hair of him for an in-universe month now. Now that we're at, like, early September. I don't know. But then Erika comes back, Ritsuko has disappeared. And then we get the real sort of cliffhanger is Nagi's dropped off and kind of slapstick comic pushed out the car vibes. We get this sweet little moment between Erika and Nagi where, like, I don't really know how to describe that bit, but I do like it. It's sort of, for all of Erika sort of, once I showed up, like, put up, like, air of superiority, beneath all that, she deeply, deeply cares for this boy. And even if I don't think she's quite ready to admit that, her sort of accepting of everything I said last time as truth makes me think she is sort of using what I said about familial love opposed to romantic back in '88 as some form of truth. Even if it's not, she like is maybe a little bit too scared to admit that it's not truth yet. Maybe. But we're seeing she does genuinely care for him, even if she can't quite put the kind of caring she's doing into words. And then we get that cliffhanger of Nagi realizing just where he is at the Segawa Shrine. And I do believe it's finally time to get some answers about what Hiro said, 10 chapters or so ago. So yeah, all in all, well, I do have my issues here and there with this chapter. It's a lot of fun, a lot of interesting little mysteries going forward with the Sousuke plot, some good NagiEri bits, and of course, time to deal with the ramifications of the Hiro plot from months ago. So yeah, all in all, a good enough time. I'm glad we're out of the hotel and onto not quite brand new things, but at least different things. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!